Wind-driven wildfires that were among South Korea's worst ever were ravaging the country's southern regions, killing 18 people, destroying more than 200 structures and forcing thousands of people to evacuate, officials said Wednesday. According to Associated Press, an ancient Buddhist temple, houses, factories, and vehicles were among the structures destroyed in the wildfires that have burned 43,330 acres and injured 19 people, the government's emergency response center said. The blaze in Uiseong destroyed nearly half of more than 30 structures at Gyeongsa, a temple which was said to be originally built in the 7th century. Among the destroyed structures were 2 state-designated treasures, a pavilion-shaped structure built on a stream built in 1668 and a Joseon dynasty structure built in 1904 to mark the longevity of a king. The temple's another state-designated treasure, a stone Buddha statue reportedly manufactured in the 8th century, was evacuated to a safe place, according to government and Buddhist officials. Some of the temple's treasures, including a stone Buddha statue, were evacuated before the fire reached the wooden buildings. In a televised address, South Korea's acting president Han Duck-soo said the wildfires that began last Friday were causing worse damage than many other past wildfires. Observers say the ongoing wildfires are the 3rd biggest in South Korea in terms of land burned. Officials in several southeastern cities and towns had ordered residents to evacuate Tuesday as firefighters struggled to contain multiple blazes fueled by dry winds. The largest fires were in Anong, the neighboring counties of Uiseong and Sancheong, and the city of Ulsan, according to South Korea's Interior Ministry. The 18 dead include 4 firefighters and government workers who were killed in Sancheong on Saturday after being trapped by fast-moving flames driven by strong winds, according to officials. Government officials suspect human error caused several of the fires, possibly due to the use of fire while clearing overgrown grass in family tombs or sparks from welding work.
이런 거 처음 봐. 이거 너무 위험한 거 아니야?
오, 조심! 뒤에 바람! 바람! 온다!
저기 언론사 차 다 들어가 있어가지고.
CIA Director John Ratcliffe said Tuesday that no classified information was included in texts about U.S. war plans that were sent to a journalist. According to Associated Press, the National Security Council said it is looking into how a journalist's number was added to the chain in the Signal group chat, which included information about U.S. plans to strike Yemen. In addition to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Ratcliffe, it included Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Tulsi Gabbard, Trump's Director of National Intelligence. Democrats have said the leaked military plans show a sloppy disregard for security, but Ratcliffe said no rules were violated. My communications, to be clear, in the Signal message group were entirely permissible and lawful and did not include classified information, Ratcliffe told lawmakers during a Senate hearing on global security threats. During heated questions from Senator Mark Warner, Democrat Virginia, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard said there's a difference between inadvertent releases of information and intentional leaks. There was no classified material that was shared, Gabbard said.
I want to go back to what I addressed at the outset. I mean, this was not only sloppy, it not only violated all procedures, but if this information had gotten out, American lives could have been lost. The Houthis had this information, could reposition their defensive systems. So I want to get a little more information about this. Director Gabbard, did you participate in the group chat with Secretary of Defense and other Trump senior officials discussing the Yemen war plans?
Senator, I don't want to get into the specifics.
Ma'am, were you on? You're not going to be willing to address? So you're not, are you denying? Ma'am, will you answer my question, ma'am? You were not TG on this group chat?
I'm not going to get into the specifics.
So you refuse to acknowledge whether you were on this group chat?
Senator, I'm not going to get into the specifics.
Why are you going to get into the specifics? Is it because it's all classified?
Because this is currently under review by the National Security
Because
Council.
it's all classified? If it's not classified, share the text now.
As the White House previously
Is it classified
stated,
or non-classified information on this text?
I can confirm.
Director Ratcliffe, were you on the group chat?
Senator, I was on a Signal messaging group.
So you were the John Ratcliffe on that chat?
I was.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I provide some context, Senator, to that?
Yes, but I've got a series of questions.
Well, but I think it's important because at the outset you made a couple of comments about Signal messaging using encrypted apps. So that we're clear, one of the first things that happened when I was confirmed as CIA director was Signal was loaded onto my computer at the CIA, as it is for most CIA officers. One of the things that I was briefed on very early, Senator, was by the CIA records management folks about the use of Signal as a permissible work use. It is. That is a practice that preceded the current administration to the Biden administration.
Director Ratcliffe, I've got a series of questions. If you're making the statement, making the statement, the Signal is a secure channel.
No, can I answer that? It is.
I've got a series of
encryption. So
it is.
finish,
I understand encryption.
It is permissible to use to communicate and coordinate for work purposes, provided, Senator, that any decisions that are made are also recorded through formal channels. Right. So those were procedures that were implemented. My staff implemented those processes, followed those processes, complied with those processes, and finally, just please. So my communications, to be clear, in a Signal message group were entirely permissible and lawful and did not include classified information.
Well, we will make that determination, because if it's not classified, share the text with the committee. Let me go on. Director Gabbard, you are the security executive and set access guidelines for classified information. Did you contact the defense secretary or others after this specific military planning was put out and say, hey, we should be doing this in a SCIF?
There was no classified material that was shared in that
So then
Signal
if there were no
chat.
classified material, share it with the committee. You can't have it both ways. These are important jobs. This is our national security.